Welcome to Jake and Kathie's Road Trips. This week it's going to be Alexander Springs in the Ocala National Forest. When I was a Boy Scout, we came here, and it's changed immensely since I was here back in the 50s, I guess. As we pass the entrance to the park, we find that things are quite a bit different than they were back in the 50s. For one thing, there are paved roads in here. They're extremely well kept. This is a nice park. Amenities include water every fourth or so campsite. You'll see here there's a water station right next to this first campsite we come to. And there is no electricity and there's no dump station, but there are quite a number of shower facilities and bathroom facilities. Here's one behind the campsite manager's residence. We're going to show you about probably 7 or 8 campsites in here. We're not going to spend a lot of time going by every one of them. Each campsite is equipped with the same amenities. They come with a fire ring, as you can see in this campsite. I want you to notice they also come with a bear-proof food storage bin. Be sure and put your food in there, because if you don't, in the middle of the night, you may end up with a visitor that you don't want inside your tent. Also want to remind you, do not take snacks into your tent for an overnight quick snack. That's not smart. Here's another water outlet, the gentleman filling up his jugs. If you get lost in here, by the way, you're going to have a compass to get out. As we mentioned earlier, these are all the amenities that every campsite has. Water station again. Here's one of the bathroom facilities. These nice people are setting up their campsite. This is one of the larger campsites in the park. You'll see the fire ring and this food storage area, the picnic table, and there's also a rack for hanging up whatever. This is campsite number 57, rather large. It also has a water spigot, I guess you could say. That's what we used to call them when I was a kid, a spigot. Here is a double campsite, located very close, as you can see, to a shower and toilet area. This is campsite number 62. And we'll make the bend and show you the other campsite. There's your water outlet. This is one of the largest campsite areas in the entire park. There's also a handicap area on the right-hand side where you can park, which is what we're going to do. Right there, we have a handicap sticker because we're old, folks. We're going to take a tour into this bathroom and let you see what's going on. They had cleaned the floors in here, and I was walking around on rubber shoes and it was slick, and I want to remind you, if you find that they've just cleaned the floors and you have slick rubber shoes on, watch your step. This is handicap accessible. Very roomy, very clean. You can sit down here and take a shower if you need to. Now we're going to take you over to the store area, which by the way is closed because of the corona. We're here shortly after school went back into session. There's not a heck of a lot of people here right now. Here's a sign that's of interest. This is bear country. Be bear aware, and the sign means exactly what it says. Don't try to feed them, don't go around them, don't put any food out, don't leave any food out, don't mess with them. Here's a picnic area or a snack area that's located right next door to the general store. And now we're going to head on down to the springs. A couple of reminders on the way to the springs. No bicycles, of course, and no skateboards, and no alcohol. If you try to bring alcohol in here, your day pass is going to turn into a half day pass real quick. Through the picnic area on the way to the springs, we find a shaded picnic area that's good for 2 families. Here's one that's good for a family. And there are a lot of individual picnic tables around with amenities. And you can also rent a canoe here. Take care of that through the store when it's open. I want to show you something here, and that is these gentlemen are waist deep. It's a great place to bring your kids because you don't have to worry about them stepping off into a really deep hole. This is actually outside the swimming area, and that's the observation area across the way. And we're going to take off and go to the other side of this big shade tree. That's where the spring head is. And when we were here 3 weeks before we are now, there was a bunch of people here. This is before school took back in. There's a nice hand size, or actually a plate size brim. And of course, he's going to be safe for the rest of his life as long as he stays in the spring area, because there's no fishing in the spring head area, only in the run area below where the ropes are. Hey buddy, don't go outside the ropes. There's fishermen down there. This is a spring that is accessible not only by snorkelers, but also by people who can scuba. You have to be licensed, of course, PADI or otherwise. And you'll find this area right in here is probably about 22 feet deep. Here's a little girl that's trying to catch a fish, but is unsuccessful. And people kicking bubbles all over me. These divers here have a kind of a game going. It's called school time, a school of fish. These fish are lined up in an almost perfect line because the divers are scraping the bottom and patting the bottom, and when they do this, little crustaceans pop up. The fish know this, the divers know this, so they line up and get a quick little bite. Interesting sight. This could go on as long as we were willing to stay here and look, or until they ran out of air, one or the other. We're going to kind of call it quits here and head on back out as we swim over a couple of the swim downs and swim throughs that are available for scuba divers. I guess if you were a hardy snorkeler, you could probably poke your head in, but I wouldn't go any further than poking. Grass beds are extremely healthy in this spring. On the way back, we stopped and took a couple of pictures of above and below what was going on. We're actually swimming backwards, taking a picture of what's going on behind us. Divers beginning to come out. All kinds of stuff going on above and below the water. I think anybody in the world that could hold a camera could take that picture. It is absolutely gorgeous and easy shooting. in order to get a pretty picture. Now we're going to turn around and head on back to shore. And on the way back in, we met a couple of people who were probably very much in love, as you can tell from both of them being on their tiptoes and tippy-toeing towards each other. Nice. I ran into a lady on the way back just before we got to the steps to exit the springs and asked her if we could take a picture of her, and she said, "Sure." And here it is. Very nice. Thank you, ma'am. Please be sure and like us and subscribe to us. We have a lot more up our sleeves from the state of Florida. You know, we've been here since 1949, and we know a whole lot about this state. Thanks for watching. It's been a great day. I want to remind you to treat one another with respect and be kind. Life's a whole lot easier that way.